When it comes to starters or appetizers, Shami Kabab is one of the best non-vegetarian snacks to be served. You will not only love eating it, but cooking it is also very easy. Namaskar and welcome to Curries with Bumbi. And today it is all about chicken Shami Kabab. Though I am using chicken, you can even use lamb, goat or beef. I do not like using minced or ground meat as the kebabs turn out to be very dry. I love using bone-in chicken thighs. You can even use boneless chicken or lamb, but please try including some pieces with bones as it does make a lot of difference in terms of flavor. This is chana dal, that is split yellow chickpeas. Remember, these are not split garbanzo beans, but these are obtained from Indian chickpeas which have an exterior dark brown skin. I usually soak the chana dal overnight. If you forget to do that, then please soak it in hot water for at least an hour. Drain all that water before adding to the meat. Then the aromatics, garlic and ginger. Next goes in a few black peppercorns, 2 dry red chilies which are an essential ingredient for this recipe, but you can leave it out if you want to avoid that chili heat. As I always say, you are the boss of your kitchen. So please do what is good for you and your family. I like adding only a dry bay leaf and a cinnamon stick, and I don't like adding whole cardamoms and cloves because they are hard to deal with later on. Add about a cup of water and a teaspoon of salt. Okay, I will be using 2 small boiled potatoes later on, but what you will do is add chopped potatoes into this chicken, and they will all get cooked together instead of boiling the potatoes separately. Pressure cook it for 15 minutes if using chicken or 35 minutes if using lamb. After 15 minutes, switch off heat and open the cooker only after all the pressure has been released naturally. The first thing you will need to do is to remove the bay leaf and the cinnamon stick. Then switch your stove back on because all this liquid needs to dry up completely. See how everything is looking dry now? This is exactly what we are looking for. Switch off the heat of your stove. Since the chicken is falling off the bones, I remove all the bones at this point, but you can also wait for it to cool down a bit and then take out all the bones. I put 2 tablespoons of plain unflavored yogurt in a tea strainer to drain off all that water. The yogurt gets mixed with the chicken. Why the yogurt? Because it brings in a nice flavor to the kebabs and also makes it soft. Now allow this to cool down completely. While that's cooling down, let's toast some spices. 1 teaspoon of coriander seeds or dhania and a teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera. Stir the spices continuously on low heat to prevent them from burning until they become fragrant, but please do not allow them to turn dark brown, as then they will be tasting bitter. Take them out as soon as they get this little brown color and grind them using a mortar and pestle, or allow them to cool down completely and grind them in a coffee or spice grinder. Please do not grind them too fine. You need a coarse grind like this so that when you bite onto a kebab, the coriander and cumin will be telling you hello separately. Okay, back to the chicken. It has cooled down completely, so now I am going to grind them using a food processor to a fine paste. I usually use the pulse function of the food processor and pulse it 3 to 4 times till everything comes together nicely. I do not like it to be too pasty. It should be like this. Keep the ground meat in a bowl, and I like to taste it at this point to see whether it needs more salt. And now it's time to add the next set of ingredients. The boiled and mashed potatoes, then the toasted and ground spices, chopped onions, little bit of mint leaves, chopped coriander leaves. You can also add chopped fresh green chilies at this point. And now is the time that I add garam masala powder. Mix everything very well, just like kneading a dough. Sometimes people even add an egg to this mixture, but I don't feel it's necessary. Now there is a point, if you choose not to add potatoes, then please do add a beaten egg to this. Next we will shape the kebabs. Apply oil to your palms and shape them into kebabs. After forming the kebabs, leave it out for about half an hour before frying, or you can also put them in the refrigerator for a few hours, or place them separately like this on a tray and freeze them. Once frozen, keep them in a Ziploc bag and you can enjoy Shami Kababs whenever you feel like. I will show you two methods of how to fry them. The first one is just frying them as they are. You need to shallow fry them. They may break if you use too much oil. Fry them on medium heat as everything is cooked here. Turn them gently once they turn golden brown on one side. The other method is dipping the kebabs in egg. I used only one egg. Add a tablespoon of water per egg and beat it well. Then dip each kebab in the egg and place them on a plate before adding to the oil. You can also dip them in egg and directly put them in oil, but then the oil turns too frothy and it seems like the kebabs have soaked a lot of oil. And they also do not look neat to my eyes. So I like placing the kebabs on a plate first after dipping in egg, and then I release them in the oil. My friends, I am giving you all the options what I like and what I don't like, so that you can follow the way you choose to like. These kebabs will melt in your mouth, my friends, and the spices and garam masala add in such a beautiful flavor that you will love having them. Serve this with a green chutney. Please click on the video showing up on the screen for green chutney recipe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.